Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Twist of Fate was about Prachi and Ranbir's romantic moment, and Aliyah and Rhea were in trouble because Aliyah got a call from one of her goons that she should come immediately or else there will be trouble. So which means basically Aliyah was being threatened. So let's continue from there. Aryan is holding Shahana's hand while Millie is hugging him. Shahana thinks that something is going on and she goes. Aryan says I will be back and he followed Shahana. Ranbir comes out of the washroom and he goes. Rhea thinks that she has to stop her aunt from going to the hotel to meet the goons. Then she thinks that she is losing the game against Prachi. Rhea says I would ask Prachi what she is up to and she have to answer me. She sleeps and someone help her before she falls. Prachi looks at Rhea. Someone keeps hand on Prachi's mouth and takes her away from there. Rhea says where did Prachi go? She thinks that she should go to stop Aliyah from going to meet the goons because they are dangerous. Shahana runs and thinks of Aryan holding her hand. Aryan comes to her. Shahana says she thought that Millie was trying to commit suicide. Aryan says he understands and he knows Shahana. Shahana says when you don't understand Millie, then how can you understand me? Shahana sees Rhea going behind Aliyah and she followed her. Aryan thinks if he would continue to run behind Shahana always. Ranbir has taken Prachi to his side. Prachi asks, why don't you do it rightly? Why do you have to take me away from there like a kidnapper? Ranbir asks if Prachi would have come to him if he asked her to. Prachi says yes. Ranbir says now I am telling you, please don't go away from me. He pulls Prachi closer to Olga. Prachi says she has to go as today is her pre-wedding function. Ranbir tells Prachi that I cannot let you go and says that he is showing his right on her. He asks if she really wants to go, leaving him alone. Prachi nods that no. Ranbir says go and he plays a romantic song on his phone. A song plays in the background and Prachi stops. Ranbir comes to Prachi and kisses on her neck. Prachi asks Ranbir. They dance on the song that plays in the background. Rhea asks Aliyah not to go to the hotel to meet the goons. Aliyah says nothing would happen to me. They are my men and I will control them. Rhea tells Aliyah that if these goons are in your control, then they wouldn't have called you like this. They called you asking you to come, else something would happen. That sounds like a threat to me. She asks Aliyah to stay at home and handle her fake pregnancy report issues, and she would go and handle the goons at the hotel. Aliyah agrees with Rhea and Rhea goes. Shahana sees Rhea going and she sits in the car decky to follow her. Ranbir tells Prachi that you wanted to go away from me. Prachi says your heart stopped me from leaving. Ranbir says my heart says so many things, but you listen to just one. Ranbir makes Prachi sit and he takes the henna cone in his hand. He says he heard that if the color is dark, then the husband's love will be more. Prachi says I heard that mother-in-law will love the wife more if the color of the henna is darker. Ranbir says you have heard a different story. Prachi asks if Ranbir is trapping her. Ranbir says girls don't get trapped if his name is written on their hands. Ranbir writes Ranbir on Prachi's hand. Prachi looks at it and gets emotional. Ranbir says it is having both of their names, Prachi and Ranbir, equals to Ranbir, and he swears to Prachi that he would never let their relationship break. Aliyah waits for Rhea's report to come. She gets busy talking to the ladies. The courier guy comes to give the report to Prachi. Siddharth takes the report and asks Rhea to go and give it to Prachi. The report flies and falls near Aryan. Aryan checks the report. Siddharth says I can say surely that Rhea's baby is not for Ranbir. Ranbir also takes the report and sees it. At the hospital, Dr. Madhurima asks the nurse if any emergency came. The nurse says no. Dr. Madhurima asks the receptionist about Rhea's report. Dr. Preeti comes there and asks the receptionist about Kinjal. The receptionist says Kinjal will deliver a baby today. Dr. Preeti says today is good. Dr. Madhurima says hi to Dr. Preeti. Dr. Preeti also says hi, how are you? Dr. Madhurima walks to a distance and she stops to hear their conversation. The receptionist checks and tells Dr. Preeti that Rhea's report is in Kinjal's file and Kinjal's report is sent to the Kohli's house instead of Rhea's report. Dr. Preeti says that she will see Kinjal's file on her laptop because she is going to operate on her. Dr. Preeti goes asking the nurse to keep the right report in the right record name. Dr. Madhurima comes there and she asks the receptionist to give her Rhea's report. The receptionist refuses and says that it is a senior doctor's order and you both don't like each other, so I cannot give you Rhea's report. Dr. Madhurima goes to his side and calls Rhea. She informs Rhea that someone else's report is couriered to her house. She asks Rhea to come to the hospital and take her report from the hospital. Rhea asks Dr. Madhurima to go and get the report. Dr. Madhurima says she cannot do it because she has a clash with Dr. Preeti, so the nurse refused to give her Rhea's report. Rhea calls Aliyah on the phone and she asks her to go to the hospital and take her report. Aliyah says okay. Shahana, who is hiding in Rhea's car and listening to all their conversation, thinks that she has to go to the hospital to get the report before Aliyah because the report is their only proof to expose Rhea. Aliyah collides with Pallavi. Pallavi asks, "Where are you going to?" Aliyah says everything is fine. She will be back in some minutes. Siddharth tells Ranbir and Aryan that Rhea is not pregnant with Ranbir's baby. He says Ranbir should have thought that he cannot impregnate anyone else because he loves Prachi. Siddharth asks Ranbir to check Rhea's report that he is holding and see that Rhea is not pregnant. Ranbir asks Siddharth that why did you get closer to Prachi if you know that Rhea is not pregnant. Siddharth asks Ranbir not to ask any further question and says you are having Rhea's report in your hand, so check it. Ranbir says this is not Rhea's report. Siddharth looks at the report and he is shocked that it is not actually Rhea's report. Okay guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video, share it, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Thank you.